You can do whatever you want.
Welcome to Real Estate for Real. I know what it is called.
I'm so proud of you. You had to read.
Read it once more just to be sure. I was going to say Real Estate for Reals, which makes no sense. But
To put an S at the end for reals.
Yeah, I know, but makes
Or
no
like
sense.
a Z. It'd be cool. For reals.
That would be.
Well,
Welcome to your own show.
thank you. It's nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Thank you for setting this up.
Come up here a
for
little bit
me.
closer to the microphone so we can hear you better.
Better.
Yes, so much better.
It's hard for me to stick to one spot.
Well, you are pretty comfortable doing this.
I don't know why.
So I always know when people start getting real comfortable because then they'll just start, doing this, right? And it's like, well, get in here. We got to be able to hear you.
I know you're comfortable, but
Yeah, I want you to be comfortable. That's good. But this is the 50th episode
woohoo!
of Real Estate for Real. So I'm super, super excited. I hoped that I would get to this point.
But you didn't know.
I didn't know. I didn't know how this was going to go. Was anybody going to listen to a podcast of just realtors?
That was going to be my first question to you. That the day you started, I was here. And what did you hope for certain things, but what did you think where was this going to go? Good and bad. Some probably things happened that you anticipated and more, and some probably you thought were going to happen and didn't happen. What are those things?
With the podcast? Okay. My thought going in was I love to talk, and I love to talk about real estate. And I know that my realtor friends do too. This could be very entertaining, and it could be like informative as far as letting people in on what it's really like to be a real estate agent.
Right.
Because what's out there in the media and what's out there on TV shows is not real.
Yep.
And so that's where I came up with the name. That's the whole thing. I want to show what this is really like, the actual reality, that day in, day out, what we're dealing with, what we're going through.
And your closest friends and family don't know,
Yeah.
which really surprises me.
Yeah.
Sometimes the things they say to me, I'm like, what? No, that's not how this works.
Yeah.
That's not how my life is.
No, yeah, they don't. Yeah, they don't know. And so I thought, well, this would be a good way for us to talk, to share stories, to share experiences. That's what I hoped for going in. And I also hoped it would maybe lead to potentially an extra source of income if I could get it big enough where I could bring in some sponsors.
Yeah.
And that's a 2026 goal because it's right there. I've just got to put some pieces in place and then I can do that.
Right.
And I guess I thought, well, also this is great visibility. And if people outside, the people who aren't in real estate listen to this, which I was hoping that a lot more just normal people, we call them normies,
Normal people
in the business. Because as we've established on this show so many times, we are not normal.
No, not at all.
I was hoping that, for a lot of people, it would be just regular people. They would listen to it because everybody kind of has an interest in real estate.
Right.
And I do have people who listen who aren't realtors. And they really enjoy it, and they've reached out, and they've told me, and that is awesome. But for the most part, it's realtors who listen.
Which is, my understanding is that you didn't expect for that to happen to that level.
No. I didn't think it was just going to be like a super popuper show for realtors in town.
Awesome.
But it is, and it's awesome, and I appreciate it. And
you're really good at it.
Oh, so are you. This is like your 5th time on or something like that.
I know.
Right? So once every 10 episodes on average, Ketki comes in.
That is true.
Yeah.
Well, you like me so much. What can I do?
Yeah, you are one of my favorite. You're one of my favorite agents in general.
Oh,
but
thank you.
one of my favorite people to have on the show, for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you letting me do this with you.
Well, episode 50. What else was I going to do?
That's super exciting.
Yeah.
I'm so excited for you.
Yes, thank you.
But we did this about a year ago.
It was a little over a year ago.
Yes. A lot has changed. Of course, this podcast has taken off and become this huge thing. But it is. Everybody loves it. Everybody talks about it. And it's exciting. And everybody wonders who's going to be next. And some people are scared of you now. Because
they are. Some people won't make eye contact in the halls. They say, no. But I've got some good ones coming up to start.
That's awesome.
2026.
So when we were doing this the last time, a little over a year ago, you were on your own, independent agent in our office, and you thought that your son would be sometime in the year joining you, and you didn't know what that was going to be like. Are you going to be, my assumption was that, okay, you're going to have your team and he's going to join you, and you're like, I don't know about that. And so where are things now? What's going on? I know he's here.
God, you're such a natural at this. You're just conducting an interview.
I don't do this for a living.
Okay, yeah. So I think it was back in August, Jace became licensed, Jace Daly. So you've probably seen his name pop up on showing requests because he shows houses like crazy.
That's awesome.
But we decided to, we weren't sure, okay, does he want to come in as an independent agent and I'll just kind of help him? Or do we want to go ahead and put a team together? And we went back and forth and kind of weighed all the options of everything, and ultimately have decided, okay, we're gonna put a team together.
Awesome.
So we're gonna make the Pedigo team. Great. And so that's what we've done.
So is it just going to be you and him? When you say you have a team, it's like the Pedigos in the team, or?
Well, so I'm kind of like an all-in person, right? So I had to make that choice. Okay, well, if we're going to do this, though, then I want to build a team.
Right.
Like I don't want to just say, okay, we're a team and have it, Jace and me, and that's and we're bringing my wife in, we're training her to do admin stuff.
That's awesome.
Because she's very good at that.
That's great.
Anyway, and she's super smart with great ideas, and so bringing her on board to do admin stuff, and then my goal and my plan is moving forward 2026. I want to build it. I want more agents to come work with us, and I want to. And there's a lot that goes into it. We were talking before we started recording.
Yeah.
Because before you got going on your team, you said you talked to a lot of team leads.
Yeah, because I was in a team.
Yeah.
And then I decided to go on my own. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed being on my own to a certain extent, coming from a team that was very hard.
Yes.
Which is one challenge you don't have. And then I built a team not to, everybody has their whys. We were talking about everybody has a why to why they want a team. Some people, I'm sure you've talked to those agents. Some people said, I don't care about money. It's a name thing. I want to be known as the person who has this big team, whether I'm making money doing that or not. Some people said it is about the money. For me, I needed help.
Right.
I was dying, which is a good problem to have. But I always needed an admin because I was part of a team. I never learned the admin stuff. So I always had an admin because I just didn't know how to do all that stuff. But I was just getting overwhelmed. It was by doing all by myself. I was busy, which was
drowning in work. Yeah.
So I just needed help. And that's why I started building a team because, I want help. Somebody else can use my help. And that was my why.
That's a good why. That's a really good why.
And it still is the same. It's still, I need help. You need help. Let's do this together. That still stays.
I share that why, right? I also feel like I could use some help.
Yeah.
It's it can be a lot. I've been 12 years on my own. I do a good amount of business. I mean,
Yeah.
When people are like, so what are your normal hours? I'm like,
Oh my God.
like, well, there's the time at night when I'm sleeping. And then other than that are my hours.
Yes.
So that's
So true.
That's my life. And I embrace it. But at the same time, it's like I want to be able to have some people to lean on from time to time.
When you're gone, and I mean, we all help each other,
Yeah.
but still it'll be good to just have somebody responsible
Yeah.
when you're gone. And that's a big thing.
And there's another part of it where I've been doing this job for this long this way.
Yeah.
And I am the type of person who, and it's not like the job itself doesn't present challenges, because obviously there are plenty of challenges, and every day it seems like new ones are invented somehow.
Yeah.
And we're like, what is this? How have I not
How
dealt
did
with
I
this
not
before?
know about this?
Jeez. But as far as my career, I want to take another step.
Right.
I want to challenge myself, because I've built a career. I started from scratch, and I built myself the career that I have. I built myself the business that I have. Now I want to expand on that.
Yes.
I want to build I want to help other people build theirs.
Yeah.
So it's like that's a big why for me too. And then
it's just what's next. Okay, I like this, doing this. There'll be new challenges till the day I die. But
right.
What's next?
Yeah.
Now.
The timing is right. My kids are older. I mean, one of them's a realtor. My other two kids are 19 and 17. I don't need to be there for sporting events or field trips.
Right.
So it's like the time is there that I can invest even more.
Yeah.
Into building something here. And then I think the main one for me is, and I'm sure you've come across this too, and Jason and I were just talking about this over lunch, because he gets sometimes when he's dealing with a more experienced agent, he said, sometimes I feel like right off the bat, they're already a little bit irritated even dealing with me.
Yes.
And he said, and he's very perceptive. He said, but I understand it, because I feel like there are a lot, they've been through some bad stuff with some agents who maybe don't know what they're doing the way that they should. And so they automatically, when they see a new agent on the other side, they're going, ugh. Right. Like, oh, here we go.
I understand it, but I assume the other kid doesn't know anything.
Right.
But I don't get irritated by it. I'm going to assume you don't know anything, and sometimes they do and sometimes they don't.
Right.
I've had seasoned agent not knowing things. Not that I know everything.
Little known secret.
I mean,
there's a lot of seasoned agents who don't know.
And I've been in this is my 10th anniversary. I was talking to an agent yesterday that threw a big word at me, and I said, and he was like an 80-year-old agent. And I really didn't know what that meant. And I said, pardon my, ignorance, I really don't know what that means. And he explained it to me. And I'm not a new agent.
Right.
So I want to do the same for the new agents. There are still things I don't know. So I don't know if I can blame somebody for not knowing things. So I assume they don't know, but I don't get irritated by it. And I don't think anybody needs to. I do think they should take help. They shouldn't just, as far as they are taking some help from the right people, which most of these kids, I call them kids, they can just be new agents.
It's weird. It's weird how that works, right?
But it's good. He has that understanding. And of course, he needs your help.
Yeah.
With doing whatever he's doing for a while. And he would for a while.
And he's already see, here's the thing is he feels like, because he's still, very new, and he told me the other day, he goes, when I've been in the business a year, I'll come on the podcast.
He needs to. I was really hoping he was here today. I saw him. I got excited.
He came to Coffee and Questions today.
Yeah.
But it's like, but then at the same time, we're going to lunch, and he's telling me about, well, there's a house he has under contract. He's got, he's buyer's agent, and he knows for a fact that the closet with the attic hatch is full of shelving and stuff. He already knows. And he's had an issue before
Yeah.
where the inspector went and was like, I can't view the attic, and it turned into an issue.
Yeah.
So he's like, so I need to call this agent and say, hey, that closet with the attic hatch is full of stuff. I need you to tell your seller
awesome
to clear
that
stuff.
he
I go,
knew that.
see, buddy, that's experience right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Already, like you go through these things and then you learn how to get in front of them and solve the problem before it comes a problem.
And that's the only way to learn, because I don't think you can sit him down and you would have ever told him, hey, this could be a situation,
No.
even though you know it. But
Right.
so he would only know it if he's gone through it.
Right. And so like that's to me that was just kind of a cool thing that happened today, was like, yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Problem
You're
solving,
learning.
right? You're
Yeah.
getting out in front of it. And that's such a big part of it. But I think that all of us who have been doing this for a while, and the topic of training and proper education is kind of like a recurring theme on this podcast.
Yes.
Where there's some frustrations out there that, and we've got a lot of agents out here who, and not even their fault, but they're not getting the proper training, and they're out there kind of learning on the fly, and to a certain extent we all are still kind of learning on the fly, but there is some like basic fundamentals
Yeah.
of this industry that agents need to know.
Yeah.
And there was a time where that training and that education was, I don't know, more important, maybe more, more available.
One, there is only so much formal training there is.
Right.
And because it is just that kind of job, thankfully now at the real estate group, we have regular trainings, and we have two people, the mics, who are always there to answer
Sure.
everything. So I think we have really gotten really good here. But the problem is like one thing on my team, which I learned the hard way, is if you are not going to come to the office, you can't be on my team. Because I don't know how else to teach you anything unless you're here. I followed Becky like a dog. I mean, I sat in her office for hours, heard her talk on the phone, followed her to appointments. That's how I learned. And I don't know any other way. Maybe there is, I just don't know it. And I had to let a person on my team go because she just didn't come to the office. And I'm like, I don't know how that works.
Sure.
So that's one of you don't have to come in every day. You have to come in at least 3 times a week, because I work from the office. And if you're not coming here, you're not going to be on my team.
Right. And that's one thing that I learned from talking to you and some other team leads. Because going into this, I was kind of walking in blind. Like, okay, I want to do it, but how do I do it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been on my own. But then I learned from talking to everybody, sure, there are some similarities. There's the commission structure, right? That they're pretty close, give or
But
take
all over
here
the
or there,
place,
right?
yeah.
But there's no one way.
Yeah.
But then there's also, it seems like everybody has their own way to do it, and that there's really like no wrong way. It's got to be, as a team lead, what's best suited for you.
Yeah.
And how you feel you can best, assist and train and educate the people on your team who are out there working under your name.
Yeah.
Right. And then what's the best for them? Is it a good place for them to learn and thrive and grow, in a place that they want to be working? And it's like everybody's different.
Yes. And again, your why is different, and that why kind of reflects on your team members.
Yeah.
Your way of learning is different, and that's probably your way of teaching. So that anytime somebody wants to be on my team, I highly encourage them to shop around a little bit.
Sure.
As much as they think they know they want to be on my team, I want them to talk to, of course, Mike's, to talk about what it is to be an independent agent, what it is to be part of other teams, because I want them to have all options. And if they come back and truly understanding, this is how it works here. It's the 3 of us right now. I'm about to add a 4th person. We talk on the phone in front of each other, especially if there's an issue going on. I'm on speaker, how I'm dealing with the situation, what the situation is. That's the only way I can teach them.
Yeah.
I don't know how to sit and teach them any other way.
And that works. I mean,
For
that's
me.
for you. That works.
Yeah.
And obviously, I mean, you crush it. You do a great job. So what works for you?
Thank you.
Probably keep doing it. You're doing great.
So you said that you talked to all these other people, and you want to have a team, and I'm sure you're trying to still figure out the logistics and nitty gritty some you have on. Do you think, and we have those teams where, there are two generations on the same team. Have you thought about the challenges of advantages and disadvantages of being in a team with your own son and your own wife and other people?
Yeah. Well, yes. I mean, yes, of course. And one of the disadvantages is and it's okay because Jace listens, and it's okay, buddy. We're not going to change anything, but it's the constant access.
Yeah.
That what I mean? Because
Yeah.
I'm sure when you're in bed at 10:30 at night, nobody on your team walks into your room with their laptop open and says, "Hey, what's this?" Right? And it's not like it happens all the time, but it's and I would rather be contacted
Yes.
so much
Then not.
than just out there trying to navigate
Yes.
and possibly making mistakes. So I want it that way, and that's one of the things about a team within the house.
Well, you'll have to be fair and let the other people have the access to your bedroom too.
Yeah, well, yeah, no, of course, yeah. Everybody will have the code to my front door, just so whenever you guys just pop on in, and and let me know about that repair addendum. But yeah, no, of course, and working with family is always hard.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I did my whole life before I got into real estate. It was
That's
just
true.
working with family. So
Yeah.
nothing I'm not used to.
Yeah.
There's always also going to be that dynamic of, and we're all very headstrong people. Mm-hmm. And so, for me, it's a challenge of, I always know best because this is my business.
Yeah.
This is what I've done and built. This is my career. I've been doing this long. So I always know best. Nah, that's not true.
Yeah.
There has to be times when you have to be willing to hear other people's ideas.
Yes.
Even if they have way less experience, or so you have to be kind of open to that too. And that family dynamic makes it different, because I know when I worked for my dad as a young man, the other guys on the crew could not talk to my dad the way I talked to my dad.
Yeah.
If he said something I didn't like, he heard about it immediately.
Yeah.
The other guys would just have to take it.
Yeah.
Because that's their boss, but you can't fire. I'm your son.
Yeah.
Can't
What are
fire
you going
me.
to do?
Yeah, right. So, and so there's that dynamic.
Yeah.
Too of, we're working together. Technically, I'm the lead, so I'm in charge.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
You have to be. My grandfather was a lawyer, and my dad joined his practice.
Okay.
And he made sure none of the kids did that. He was very against any of the kids, especially my brother, who was the only son. He absolutely wanted him to be far away, stay away from the family business. And then I'm like, okay, maybe this is my chance too. And I'm like, absolutely. He didn't even, he looked at me like, no, that was not going to happen. So because of that challenge that the dad, my grandfather always said, he knew the most. He knew the best because he'd been doing this for so long. And my dad always struggled with that, and they always butted heads, and it was awful. But they stayed together till the end. But he hated it so much that he made sure none of us did that.
It's a tough dynamic to work through.
Also, I think one challenge you might have is to just always prove to everybody that you're being fair.
Yes.
So that would be interesting too.
Yeah. And ultimately, and this is talking with my wife and my son, ultimately this is going to be less you guys working kind of for me and underneath me, and more of a partnership, a three-way partnership.
It's always like that.
Right? And then and so that's what we're working towards. So the fairness part, yes, of course, right? Nobody wants to be like, oh, well, his son gets the preferential treatment.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody to ever feel that way.
Yeah.
What I want to provide, I think, as a team, and it's like my biggest why is over the last few years, anytime I've encountered a new agent, however it is, if we've got a deal going on together, if it's just in conversation, whatever it is, if they have a question about anything, or if they're unsure, if they filled out the contract wrong, and like in a nice way, I help them.
Yeah.
And so often they are thankful.
Yeah.
And say, thank you so much. Like,
yeah.
I feel like another agent would have taken advantage of this situation. And it's like, and then I always say, if you need anything, call me.
Yeah.
My phone's on. Call me if you have any questions. And some people take me up on it and they go like, hey, what do I, and it's got, nothing to do with me. But like, I've always had the approach of, the saying that, what is it? Rising tide, high tide raises all ships, something like that. It's there.
English.
If everybody in our industry elevates their level of service, it's better for all of us.
All of us. I agree. The more you teach that person in the moment, the
Yes.
better your life. I would say we are thankfully mostly surrounded by people like that.
Mostly.
Like we all, you can call me anytime and ask me the most personal question, or obviously related to the work.
Sure. The most personal? All right, you heard it here.
And I know I can, and we have a bunch of people we can do that with. So I think in general, and here in our office and amongst, bunch of us who can call each other friends, I think all share that attitude.
Yeah.
The other thing I hear a lot, I'll get a call from somebody say, I was working with this agent. I don't think he knows what he's doing. He's a new agent. So I want you to, can you work with me? And I always tell people, did he do something or she do something that was wrong? Not really. He's just new.
Just new. Yeah.
And I say, don't dismiss somebody because they're new. If they have already done something and you just don't have the patience for it, I understand it.
Sure.
But I never want you to dismiss someone. And I said, and this was a kid in somebody else's team. And I said, if you like him and, you think you want to work with him, I will work with him. But don't come to me just because you think he's new.
Yeah.
And they did go back to him.
Well, good.
And
I hope it went well.
He did a great job.
But you understand the trepidation there too, right?
Because I hated to just be, oh yeah, he's new, leave him.
Right.
I'm so experienced. People did that to me and I hated it.
And it's a bad feeling. But you have to understand the other side of these people are making this huge transaction.
Yeah.
And you are their advisor in that transaction, guiding them through it. And so understandably, people are going to be hesitant to have an inexperienced person.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to work. My friends didn't want to work with me when I was new. It's only the strangers that trusted you because they didn't know that you're stupid or illiterate.
Well, and so that's another thing is one thing that I really, really enjoy doing and then want to do is I want to teach people how to do this job the right way.
Yes.
How to do this job and understand. I don't know everything, obviously.
Yeah.
Nobody does.
Do.
Right? So we all lean on each other a little bit. But like we talked about earlier, there are the fundamentals on the kind of the ground level of making these things go that everyone should know, but not everyone does know. And so I want to help as many people as I can, like, be able to work and know confidently that the little stuff I got, big issues pop up. Okay, now let's put our heads together and figure this out. Yeah. But I'm going to fill out this contract the right way.
Yeah.
I'm not going to miss my deadlines.
Yeah.
I'm going to, like all of this stuff.
And I think ethics, that really need to respect and ethics are two things, and they sound so, oh yeah, the ethics class and whatever. But I think that is just my inner, that pushes my button in all the right and the wrong ways. So I have my liking of a realtor has everything to do with just with that. You
Sure.
could not know anything, and like as far as you're ethical, you're respectful. I would really like you, even if you don't know that much. That's just my. It just pushes all those buttons for me.
And that goes into what I like. To me, that is part of the right way to do this job, is to act ethically
Yes.
to your other agents, and more importantly to your clients, and their best needs first. If it means walking away from a deal even though you're not getting that commission check, so be it. That's who we're working for. So there's a lot that goes into it, but it's like I want to give people the tools to succeed in this business.
And this is one of your tools, though. Like,
Yeah.
I feel so many people can learn. I mean, and this is not a tool you're giving to just your team, just to everybody. I mean, just listening to your podcast, because you have so many people with so much knowledge. Like, you have all the big shots in the industry come here.
I mean,
and
you've been
talk
on
about,
several times.
I don't know if I'm, thank you. But, and I feel just this is such a, I mean, I would have all the new or old, but new agents just sit and listen to your podcast.
That's going back to like the unexpected parts of like that's not really, I didn't have that in mind of like, oh, this is going to be like super educational
Yeah.
for other agents for one.
Yeah.
And for people interested in getting into real estate for two. So a friend of mine that I've been friends with for a really long time, actually, he was Jace's baseball coach when Jace was like 9 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
And all through right up into like high school. So, but we become, we're just like really good friends now.
Yeah.
We've been, so for, I don't know, however long it's been, 13, 14 years, we've just been really good friends. Well, he is considering getting into real estate and coming to work with us. And so he has been listening to the podcast. He's like, it's very informative.
That should be the first question you should ask. Have you been listening to my podcast? No, get out. If somebody wants to be on your team, they better have been doing that.
They better be listening. But it will be something where I'll say, hey, you should check it out. And at our Thanksgiving party, I was talking to Jane Hay, and she said, anybody who comes to me and says, I'm thinking about getting into real estate, I tell them to listen to your podcast. I'm like, that is so cool.
Instead of me sitting and telling you how bad it is, how good it is, how real it is, that's actually a great tool to, have all the real stuff out there.
And so that was kind of like an unexpected result of doing this is
scaring people away.
I mean, some people should be scared away.
They should be. And I think most of them do. I can't tell you how many people I talk to who want to be in real estate, and they come sit in my office and I tell them, just spend a couple days with me.
Sure.
And that's enough to scare them away. So obviously I don't have a big team, and that's the reason. One, I'm extremely picky, and you don't even have to. Sometimes they complete different idea. We talk about it all the time. And I agree, this is a great tool for people who are not so serious and don't quite understand, for them to listen to this, and you would know what it's really like. Not to use this as a recruiting tool for your team, but
that's what I fully intend on using this as a recruiting tool.
So tell me a little bit about, have you thought about what, and it can change, once you really get into it, but right now, as of today, what are your thoughts on when somebody comes to you? Of course, you are either going to assume they know what this really is about, or you're going to tell them. What is it that you are looking for? What qualities should they have to be part of your team? Or what are you going to say, say, oh, no, absolutely not?
That's a great question. And what I want to do, obviously, is let's sit down, Let's meet somewhere face to face and just see how you and I click to start.
Yeah.
That's number one. And then what is it that you're wanting to get out of this business? And is that realistic and attainable? And is it going to be worth your time and my time?
Right.
You know, if you're just if you have no bigger goals than to, I just, part-time, I want to do like 2 or 3 a year and just something. And whether you're with me or on your own, you're going to find that it's not worth it to do that.
Right.
Right. Now, do you want to be the number one agent in town and sell tens of millions of properties, tens of millions of dollars worth of properties every year? That's not necessary either. That doesn't have to be your goal either.
Right.
But if it's realistic and if you have the right, it's almost hard to say because you just know from talking to somebody like, oh, you can do this.
Yeah.
And then you start finding out, who do you know around town? What's your backstory? And how willing are you to put yourself out there?
Yeah.
How willing are you to meet people that you don't know?
Yeah.
And how, and then some people don't. They're like, well, I don't want to bother anybody. I don't want to. And I'm like, well, you got to a little bit. So if you don't, like if you're in this because you think it's going to be an easy paycheck.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I saw it on TV and I want to,
yeah.
I want to.
And it's not.
Yeah.
You have to show them the reality.
Right.
I don't think I was ever told this, but I really think I was asked to be on a team when, I didn't know anything about the business, is just because not knowing how I would do what I would do, just because of the people I knew.
Yeah.
And, Becky saw my circle and my friends and how many people I had sent to her after I bought the house and stuff like that. And she always told me. So, just that sometimes.
You're pretty well plugged in.
So, yeah. And that was, I think, the only reason why she asked me to be on her team is for, which I guess could be a good reason.
I'm sure it wasn't the only reason. You also have your personality is very good for this business.
But I have,
and I'm sure
this
she got
now,
to know you.
But I have this now. I don't know if I had this personality 10 years ago. I didn't talk this much. I was much quieter, much nicer. I didn't know one cuss word. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking.
Oh, how far you've come.
Yes. So it could be different reasons why you could recruit different people too. And
Okay. But I can remember some of the first times I met you in like Pat's office.
Yeah.
You've always had
No filter.
Well, no filter, but you always, you weren't like a shy little,
Yeah.
you had like a personality to you, which you need in this business. Now, I'm sure since then your confidence in this business and what you can do has grown exponentially, and that's what happens. You start getting pretty good at this and you quit. You have way less effort trying to just round business up because business comes to you.
Yeah.
When that happens, a shift happens in your whole
huge
confidence.
I remember when Becky would sit with clients and this is how we're going to do this and tell them and talk to them like she's in charge.
Yeah.
It blew my mind because I'm like, I could never do that. And then I would be sitting with clients with my hands shaking.
Yeah, like,
and for years.
Is it okay if we do this?
Yeah.
Is it okay if we do that?
And now I was just saying that the other day to Ali, like when clients come in and when I talk to them and when they walk away, I'm like, oh my God. Like I just did that what I used to just be so fascinated with, which of course that shift happens with experience and depends on who the clients are and how much, you can.
Sure.
Even though we're only supposed to do what they want you to do.
Yeah. Yes, you are. You are. And I like when somebody hires us, they hire us for a reason.
Yeah.
They hire us for our expertise. They hire us because they believe fully that we will get them the best results.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they would just do it on their own.
Because if they know you, I only 95% work with people I know.
Right.
I work with very few random people who, because it's just, I don't know, random people don't come my way that much, or it's a friend's friends or something. So they kind of know who you are.
Yeah.
And I show them the first time I'm nicer to them the first time I meet them.
Yeah, but I mean, but when you go in for like a listing interview,
Yeah.
right? I mean, but you go in and you lay out the plan. This
Yeah.
is what you need to do. This is what I'm going to do. This is what we have to do. And this is going to get your house, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being like, well, would you mind
Yeah.
painting that? And would you mind? It's like, okay, you take care of this.
Yeah.
You do that. Don't waste your time with this. You know, like they appreciate that more because
They do.
It's like, okay, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
I'm going to listen to you.
Yeah.
You know, and so
Of course, like we have those trainings about, it all depends on their personalities, and your tone changes a little
Sure.
bit, depends on their personalities, and the way you talk and the way you lay out the plan, all of that changes. And that also comes with experience. I remember I used to have such a hard time dealing with some people, and I would just be, I didn't know what to say. I didn't know, how to, and sadly in this day and age, and I was just having this conversation this morning with another agent, that we kind of, sometimes clients go to him and sometimes clients from him come to me. A lot has to do with whether that client is a man or a woman.
Okay.
And sometimes they are men that I want him to have because I can't deal with them.
Yeah.
And the only reason being that I'm a woman, and the way they feel they can talk to me, the way I'm very good at giving it back at this point, but I don't want to do that. Like if I want a nice relationship.
You don't want it to be confrontational.
No. And I can deal with it to a certain extent, but I know and most of the time, again, it happens very rarely, but eventually they come around, then they understand you, and then they're nice to you, you're nice to them, but a lot of times it never ends.
Right.
And at that point, I want to walk away, which is shocking to me. Same thing with being a team lead. I think that is a challenge when you're a woman, to be a team lead as a woman, and to have men on your team sometimes
Sure.
is challenging. So luckily you will not have those issues.
Yeah, lucky me. I can't even. All I can do is just nod and say yes and sure, because I don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, and it's something, and we've talked about a bunch on here too. Even when it comes down to expectations of your appearance, when as a realtor, men compared to women, and so it's I know it's out there.
But it's shocking to me that it is out there, even this day and age. Like it really surprises me. I don't think it doesn't like, oh yeah, of course. It surprises me every time that this difference still exists. But
it exists mostly in an older demographic, I think.
Yeah.
Because even me sometimes, because I've been the definition of business casual since I started this. Outside of
I'll faint if I saw you in a suit.
Well, see, if you would have been here when I started, you would have seen me shirt and tie like all the time.
Oh my gosh.
Slack, shirt and tie like all the time. But after, maybe after the first year, I was like, I don't want to do that anymore. And there's still been times with me, even as a guy, where I'll show up and someone will be like, "Is your realtor coming?" And I'm like, "That's me. I'm the realtor." Or like my client will show up dressed way better than me.
Oh yeah,
right?
Happens with me too on a weekend or something, and I'm so apologetic. I said, "I'm so sorry. I was cleaning my house, or I was running errands," and I feel so bad when they're dressed better than me.
Yeah, but that's a weird, like, it's an old school mentality.
Yeah.
But some people still hold that standard. Like some clients still are just like, well, I expect you to dress like a professional. And
I also think about, and I don't know if everybody thinks about that, but I also work with people with a lot of different ethnicities than most people probably. I do care about what ethnicity they are, what religion they are. Are they married? Is it a young single guy? Mm-hmm. Like, I think about all those things. Is it a married couple? I think about all those things when I dress up. How short can my dress be, and how low my cleavage can be, and stuff like that. I really think about those things.
Oh my gosh. I can't imagine. I can't imagine having to put that much thought into it.
I do. I have to.
Other than just be like, oh, that's clean. Okay, I'll put it on.
I think about all those things. Because
You have to.
I've talked about this once, which had nothing to do with this. I got fired because I was dressed too nice, and I got hired because I was dressed too nice. So
you were dressed too nice, and you borrowed a nice car to go show a house, right?
Yes, and I got fired. So
Unbelievable.
that I will never forget that.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so that's why I still have a van and a nicer car, and I sometimes take one or the other on the appointments.
I've had clients too that have chose to work with me because, I pull up in my modest automobile because I'm a bit of a cheapskate.
Yeah.
And I just want something that'll go for a long time that I didn't have to spend a lot of money for.
Yeah.
So I'll pull up in that. I'll get out in my jeans and my polo shirt.
Yeah.
And they'll say, oh, the last person I met with pulled up in their big luxury car and they got out and they just
me?
No. They were acting like such a big shot, and they just like they were trying to impress me with this. So we would much rather work with you because you seem like a normal person.
And I feel like we have done that. We've done that when we are trying to hire somebody. I remember, there's a landscaper I needed, and this guy shows up in this janky truck, and this other guy shows in a Jaguar. I'm like, no, absolutely not that guy. I want the
landscaper,
truck.
go janky truck guy every time.
So I'm very conscious about those things because I've been burned. So I do dress up the way and drive the car that I should drive to show a certain house, and I do all those things. It's insane. But I'm both the people. I'm not trying to be fake. I am the woman with the van, and I am the woman with the Tesla. I am the one who dresses up in high heels, but I'm also the one in flip-flops and shorts.
Right.
So I don't think it's being fake. You're all of the above.
Well, I mean, humans are complex individuals, right? And nobody's just one thing.
I'm super simple.
Okay. And nobody's just one thing, but the most important part of our business, I feel like, is that very first step. As far as like getting clients, that very first step is connecting with them on a human level so that everybody's walls can come down.
Yeah.
And then we can just talk like normal people and get to what you're really after, and I can help you get to what you're really after.
Yeah.
Whereas if you see me as somebody putting on, playing realtor, chasing a commission check, then we're never going to have that level of trust that we need. So the very first thing we have to be able to do is connect on the human level. And if that means that, well, I probably shouldn't go over there in like basketball shorts and a backwards hat today because they're going to be like, what is this guy?
And understanding that you will not connect with everybody.
Sure.
And I don't think this connection or doing the right thing or thinking about the client first or being ethical comes with experience. I think it should come from the very first deal.
Yeah.
And not even if you're a broke new realtor. I think if you set those standards for yourself right then and there. And forget the clients. I feel you're in the long run. I mean, when I see certain realtors' name on the sign when we are going to look at a house, I want my people to love that house.
Yeah.
Because I know this is a great realtor. They'll tell me anything there is to tell me, or there could be, and it will be an easy deal.
Yes.
And then there are a handful that, we cringe a little bit with. We all have those. I always try to be that realtor that people would be like, oh, great. Yeah, I would love to do a deal with her.
100%. That is something that I take great pride in is having those connections and those relationships with other agents, knowing that they want to work with me because we've done this before. They know how I work, and they want to work with me. And so then tying this back into the team thing is, I feel like anyone, and this is one of the reasons I was hesitant for so long, because I didn't have the kind of time to make sure that anyone working under me was representing me the way I wanted to be represented. But I want other agents to know that if you are working with a team member of mine, that is an extension of me out there. So you are working with them, yes, but you're working with me too. So it's the same way. You're going to get the same thing on the other end as if you and I were doing this deal together.
Yes.
And I feel like that's getting lost a little bit right? Where too many times I've had to pick up the phone and call a team lead and say, hey, do you know what's going on with this deal
Yeah.
right now?
And no, you're absolutely right about that. Team leads
Right.
don't,
And-
or other team members don't. And I struggled with that, when I was in a team. And I think that was one thing we all know who our clients are. Because I'm gone. If I'm gone, I don't want you to feel lost,
Yeah.
I want to know everything that's happening with your deal, and we all want to know.
Yeah.
I mean, our admin needs to know. So we talk about whatever is happening with whatever deal as much as possible. But
Yeah.
you're right, that is being lost a little bit.
A little bit. And it's, a lot of it is we're growing so quickly as an industry, and teams are that's where everybody's going now. And so teams are getting bigger and bigger, and team leads, typically are like the highest producing members of those teams. So
Right.
they're still really busy, and they've got their own deals going on. And so a lot of times if it's a standard transaction, if it's, hey, it's whatever, $250,000 house, we did our home inspection, there are 3 things that we asked to get fixed. They said yes, send us the invoices, we're going to close. I don't need to know every detail of that.
Right.
But if one thing starts even looking a little bit like it's veering off the tracks,
Yeah.
okay, fill me in.
Yeah.
All right, how can we make this get back on the course it needs to be on?
Yeah.
And so that is something that I'm like very adamant about. Like, okay, if I'm going to do this,
Yeah.
then I'm going to be so present in these transactions
Yeah.
that I know that they are going the way
Yeah,
we
they
are
are
doing
supposed to
everything.
go.
Yeah, and even then sometimes it doesn't
Having
work.
said that, you have to be a little careful sometimes, because you also, especially when it's a new client, your team person is meeting, not to overshadow.
Sure.
Like you have to be very careful. And I find myself kind of doing that because I want to, instinct is to take over and answer every question. And then I had to stop myself, and then I had to learn to, okay, I'm here to help. And now I stand behind the person. I sit at the back, and unless they look at me, that can you answer this? I
Yeah.
don't. And at the end, when the conversation is over, I feel like if something was not touched, then may I add? So I had to learn to do that,
Yeah.
because you want things a certain way. You're used to things a certain way, and then it's hard. I'm like, you got to say this or don't say this. And
Yeah, you're almost like a helicopter parent of
Yeah.
a team lead,
Yeah.
and you don't want to be that either.
No, so I had to learn that a little bit and train myself in
Sure.
doing that. But
And we've had already, because Jace has had some really good success for just being in a few months. He's closed on 5. He's got a few more
oh
pending,
wow, that's amazing.
but he's had a few tough ones too.
Yeah.
A few fall apart altogether. And there have been times though where
Lot happened very quickly.
yes,
I guess.
yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I've encountered it too this year. A lot of like structural damage from termite infestations have been popping up on inspection
Ooh,
reports
yes.
this year.
I've had deals fall apart because
yeah,
of that.
like not even active infestations, just structural damage
Yes.
from like for whatever reason this year, I've seen so many.
I thought
and
that
I'm
was
like,
just me.
No, it's everybody. I don't know what's happening,
Oh my
but
gosh.
I don't know. But these things keep popping up. But there have been times where it's like you can tell it's getting, because I for the most part he's out there, he's learning, he's showing how I'm not there shadowing, showing every house with him, talking to his clients for him. But there are times when it's like he'll say, okay, I'm going to bring my dad in on this call. He's team lead. He's been doing this for a while, and let's see what he thinks. And then we'll jump on like a conference call, or we'll do like if we're both there in the same room, get him on speaker, and then we're all talking together. And I've found that for the most part, that client is not like, oh, why am I working with a new person?
Yeah.
They're very appreciative.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for helping. Like they feel better about it that, hey, it's not just this one person.
Yeah.
There's a team behind this working to make this right.
I agree with that. I don't think anybody has ever felt, oh, why don't I work with this person? They just
Right.
like that, okay, she has support or he has
Yes,
support.
they have the support they need.
Which I think it's kudos to their mindset, because
Yeah.
I feel like if it was me, I'm like, why don't I just work with this person? But
Well, joke's on you. I'm getting paid either way when you close on this. So yeah, you might as well just stick with where you're at, because I'm going to have my hands in it to make sure it's okay. And
Yeah.
So
what's new next year besides the Pedigo team? I'm excited about that.
well, I mean, that's going to be my main focus
Yeah.
next year. I did want to add one more thing,
Yeah.
right, to this. And this is something that I feel that newer agents may not understand the benefit of this. And I think a lot of like established agents may not even fully understand the benefit they provide. But we have spent our careers building contacts. So not just with other agents, but with all of our affiliates, with inspectors, with contractors, title companies, lenders. We have a contact list of all of these people who help us do our jobs efficiently, quickly, and and they eliminate a lot of the worry for us. And so then when somebody comes onto your team, they automatically have access to
All those people.
all of those contacts that we've spent our career building. Like you step right into that.
Yep.
And I don't know if I can stress enough how beneficial that is.
And how hard that is. I still see agents who've been doing this for a long time struggling finding people,
Reliable people.
And if you are an agent, and I'm lucky with that, I have people, and consistently had people, that you're absolutely right. You just walk into it. You don't have to start building that. Eventually, I feel they should all build their own too.
Yeah.
But your very first client will have a handyman, will have a contractor, will have an amazing lender.
Yeah.
I mean, you walk into, and that's what, as a team lead, you provide. You walk into something that's already been built, already done. One thing, though, I feel was a huge disadvantage to me, which now felt like a disadvantage, having an admin. That time it was perfect.
Sure.
I've said this before. It's amazing. We had 2 full-time admins. I sign a contract, I put it on their table, magically picture gets taken, sign goes in the yard, and I go to closing. Except for talking to the clients and the agents, I wasn't doing anything. And I didn't know how to.
Sure.
So when I went on my own, I had a very hard time. And that's why I had to have an admin, because at that point, I didn't have time to start learning those things.
Too busy at that point.
Very first deal, after 5 years of being a realtor, I sold a house, and the other agent calls me and asks me, "Did you order title work?" I had no clue what that meant. I had no idea, because I had never done that.
Oh my gosh.
So one thing, and I guess that is, as a team, you want the other people to be kind of depending on the admin. But I do tell people on my team, if you ever leave me for whatever reason, I never want you to feel the way I felt, that I
Sure.
would just feel lost. So we have admins, we have people who are doing things for you, but learn how to do those things.
That is such a great point, right? Because that's one thing. When I decided I was going to do this, I said, okay, I'm going to teach people how to do this job.
Yeah.
Every aspect of this job.
Yes.
You are going to be a fully equipped realtor
Yeah.
out there navigating the real estate world.
And I'm still not. 10 years in the business. I don't know how to do those
Well,
things.
I'm looking to build my
and
team if you want to.
come and learn from you. Bring my little team along.
But that's like, I think it's absolutely crucial
It's
that
very, very important.
people need to
for
know how to do that.
And, and people tell me if you teach them everything, they'll leave you. Great.
That's what I've heard.
If you, today, I have my own team, whatever, I left a team, I will forever, no matter what, be grateful to Becky Hendricks, who I started with, because that's where I started.
Yeah, of course.
And she looks at me, and I'm sure she's only proud.
Oh, yeah.
And that's how I want to feel.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep somebody. If you can build something and you leave me and do better than me, I'm very happy for you. I want to be the person who helped you get there.
Sure.
I don't want to be the person you're going to grow regardless. If I can help you in the process, that's what I want.
Yeah, and that's such a great mindset because it's not, because I heard the same thing, like, well, you don't want them to know too much.
Yeah.
Because then what do they need you for? And then hold on, that's not.
No.
I don't want them to be dependent on
you
me
for the rest of their life. For a little bit,
right.
yes.
And if here's the other thing is, just because they know how to do this job, just because they don't need an admin to put their listings in for them, it doesn't mean they can't still benefit from having it. And it doesn't mean they can't still benefit from the other perks of being part of a team.
Part of a team, which is plenty of other things, just not this.
Right.
Or, to be honest, it's lonely.
Right.
I mean, I was an independent agent for 2 years. I hated it. Hated being on my own. Hated not coming to the office and not having 3 people to talk to or discuss things with. I hated it. I always wanted to be with people, and I kept considering joining a team, and I could just never figure out which one I want to join, and so decided to do my own thing. But yeah, those are very little things. There are much bigger things why you want to be part of a team, and there are a lot of other perks that come with it.
Yeah. And so I want to create an environment that agents want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Regardless of, people have asked, like, so are you just trying to get new agents in that you can teach? No, not just. I'm not going to close the door to anybody. If there's a solo agent out there who's just like, this is a lot.
Yeah.
This is a lot. I've been doing this on my own for a few years, and I could really use some help. Like, I'm open to that.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm open to that too.
And they might teach you a thing or two, which is great.
I'm open to that also.
Yeah.
Please do. The more minds, the more ideas, the more communication, the better for everybody.
Yeah. And this business is not about, sometimes you might do things in a way, or a deal that suddenly, oh, why do I not do it this way? A lot of times I call Mike Busher because I come up with an idea which sounds kind of wrong in my head. I'm like, I don't know if that's right to do this or not. Like, I push the limit. I don't want to cross that line ever. So I call him and there's a pause, because then he's thinking about it. He's like, I think you're okay. I think you can do that. I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah. I'm sure his heart flutters a little bit when he sees your name.
Oh, yes. Absolutely.
Yep.
When I walk
what's
into
wrong?
his office.
Yeah.
But when he comes to my office, he came yesterday and I'm like, what? I didn't do anything. He's like, it's sad that you think I've come here. I'm like, I don't know. Why do you show up? Don't call me. My first podcast here. And I was like, oh my God, because all I could think, I remember I said it too, that all I can think of is Mike Busher's face in front of my eyes. Like, please don't say anything. And then he calls me after the podcast and he says, well, I listened to the podcast. I'm like, okay, my heart is just in my throat. And then he said, well, he said, it was great. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah,
why would you do that?
And it's funny because you fought through that fear to come on and do it. And everybody, and this is the pushback I get all the time from agents when I ask them to come on, is I'm scared of what I'll say. And it's because this gets recorded and then it's out there. It's on YouTube, it's on Spotify and Apple and Amazon, and it lives forever.
But, I think we've said controversial things.
We have?
Which, but I mean, what is it that can be, I mean, I'm definitely not afraid to say anything.
Well,
so if you can just tell them, if she can come on, then
right?
So can you.
Well, it's just, I feel like people are worried they're going to say something like incriminating. And it doesn't go like that.
No.
For one, I'm never going to try to set you up to say something to make yourself look bad.
Yeah.
Like, it's okay. Everybody, and I always have to, hey, it's not as scary as you think it is. It's just like us talking right now, except there's lights and a camera and microphones and everybody's going to hear it.
But also it is to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, we are here to say it the way it is, which, to be honest, a lot of times we don't say in front of our clients, or we don't, I mean, we are a little more,
Sure.
but this is a place where you can, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong in saying how you do business or what you do or how you think of, things. I mean, it is the truth. But I can see why people
Yeah.
are, but I feel whoever is that person does not need to think that way.
So
I
many
think
people
it's-
are that person.
Really?
So many
I'm
people
so
are that
surprised.
person. Yeah.
I am so surprised.
It's to me, I always, and it goes back to,
Now I really want to know. I want them to come. What is it that they're so afraid
well,
to say?
no, but I understand it. It's like we have, this image that we put out there of we are a real estate professional, and that's, but like, to me, the most, and I talked about it earlier, is breaking down those walls and seeing us as just a
normal
fellow
people.
person,
Yeah.
I think is super beneficial.
Do you think there are realtors out there or any professionals out, well, realtors, I get, that do have a different image, and nothing wrong with it, in front of their clients or other people versus, I mean, for how long can you do that? Like, I feel I do
Hold on.
that.
No, see, now you're setting me up.
See, I feel I do that the first time I meet them.
Okay.
The first time I meet them, I do have makeup on, which I usually don't. Or I'll be extremely well dressed and I'm extremely polite. Every time they meet me, I feel it goes downhill from there. So many of my friends tell me how nice I was when I was showing them houses, and now how horrible I am. Like, shut up, hang up, don't call me. I would have never done that. So I do see it, but it's a process
Yeah.
with me. And it's not like I think about it. It just because I become more comfortable. I'm more comfortable to say things that the first time I would not say, and it just gets better.
Yeah.
Which I think is a good thing. So I'm not fake the first time. I'm just trying to be more professional. But yeah, like I said, it goes downhill from there.
Yeah.
But do you think people just keep that first time image?
Well, for one, that's impossible. I mean, you just can't, because your whole dynamic and your whole relationship with those people changes the more time around them you spend. It's impossible, right?
Yeah.
We always kind of have that first weird awkwardness, like a first date,
Yeah.
when we're meeting with somebody, but like eventually everybody loosens up a little bit. So I think people are worried, and I totally get it, but for the most part, the vast majority of agents around here, in my experience, are likable people.
Yeah.
Once you get to know them, and they're not just the name on the sign, they're not just the name on the billboard, they're just people, and they're likable people,
They are.
right? And so like this is a good way for everyone to see that too.
And also, I think for out of town people, this is a very Springfield culture. I know it's not a culture between realtors everywhere.
No.
I have heard out of town agents, one person out of town Chicago realtor, she kept losing out on deals, and it was our crazy market, and she lost out on one of my listings, and she was trying to make an offer on the other end. She was just not nice, very bitchy, very catty. And she said, "This is the 6th offer that I have lost. Do you know why?" I said, "For one, I think it hurts you that you're not very nice." I said, "I think it'll be helpful if you're not this, whatever you are." And I told her, I said, that doesn't go down, because she felt to be aggressive and work for the client, she has to be that way.
Yeah.
No, that's not how we work here.
It's not.
And she's like, yeah. And I said, being nice, I said, we all kind of know each other. It's a small town and we are nice to each other. She's like, I noticed that. Seems like, you guys all get along. And it was very shocking for her. I said, we do. And we don't have to be from the same office to like each other and get along. We are friends and we get along with most realtors in town.
Yeah.
Which is apparently not a very normal thing.
See, it's everybody, Central Illinois. You don't know how lucky you are, where you just got a bunch of nice realtors out here just treating people good.
Yes.
So for 2026, for you, what do you have? And then I've got more going on too that I'm going to touch on before we wrap this up. But what's going on 2026 for you? What's looking forward? Any changes? Anything exciting? Business as usual?
I learned a lot being a team leader this
Okay.
year, good and bad. I had heartbreaks. So I would say I definitely already have, and I'm going to continue to do that in 2026. I'm not looking to have a big team. I want to be involved with every person that's on my team. I'm adding another person. We are diving into managing properties.
Is it a new agent
It's a new agent.
getting into the business, or are they already licensed?
New agent getting into the business who's
Okay.
going to help with management.
Okay.
I work with a lot of investors, and I'm very blessed to do that. And they've asked me for years to manage, and it's just not a place I want to. I'm like, no. So that's what this guy is going to help me with, is managing property. So that'll be new for our team.
Very cool.
And we're all learning things about that, and everybody else on the team is learning
It's
too.
a whole nother world.
It is.
Yeah.
I'm scared, but excited all at the same time. I'm going to continue to be very picky to who's going to be on my team. It scares me almost now that somebody's like, I want to be on your team. And I'm like, oh my God. Like it's like, oh no. It's not an exciting. I have a conversation and I have to really, really, really think. It's not about liking. Of course, these are people I like, but will they really benefit? Will they benefit, and will I benefit, and will this go well?
Yeah.
I think Mike O gets a lot of these calls from me. I don't know if I should say this.
No, it's okay. Yeah, that's all right. He doesn't mind.
That this is how I feel about this person, and this person can't be on my team, and you need to do something about that.
Okay.
Because I can't tell them. I'm just, I'm scared. I don't want to sound rude or by saying I'm picky. I mean, there's nothing wrong with these people. I am just very careful because I've been burnt
Yeah.
plenty of times now. Being the team lead who wants to be so involved. So I think that's new. I don't have high hopes of growing the team. I might not. I don't know. That's not my goal. But definitely managing and doing more business and continuing to do what we do, and
Yeah.
nothing very exciting goal now that I didn't even think about it
exciting
until
to me.
just now.
Sorry that I put you on the spot like that.
That's okay. What
So
about you?
I was convinced by Kim Elliott to sign up for a few committees.
Wow, which ones?
So I'm on the Governmental Affairs Committee.
Oh wow, that sounds fancy. I don't know what that means.
So I'm still trying to wrap my arms around that one a little bit. It's like a pretty established committee.
Okay.
And so I am brand new to it. I think there are a couple other people who are also like brand new to it, but then there's also the rest of the agents there have been there, and they are like, they're talking about all these, the public, officials and stuff, and everybody knows who they're talking about, and they know these people, and
Wow.
and it's just kind of like, okay, I don't have these connections yet. I don't know these people yet. I don't know what we're fighting against yet. I don't understand.
You will.
So I'm
Yeah.
there and I'm just absorbing. But I'm not like this isn't for me. I'm just like, okay, I need to learn.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to do with that.
That's awesome.
The other one is the Realtor Affiliates Committee.
Okay.
And that's the one I signed up for willingly.
Yeah.
Kim made me do the
The
governmental
other
affairs.
one twisted
The
your.
Realtor Affiliates, because as we talked about earlier, it's all these businesses around our business that help us do our job.
Yeah.
And it is a super, super beneficial to have these connections and these relationships with people at the title companies and home inspectors and appraisers and
Yeah.
lenders and contractors.
We all work together.
We all work together, and we need these people, and they need us, and we all have to. So I've got to read this. Hold on one second. Diana Eldridge. is the head of the Realtor Affiliates Committee. So they want me to start talking on here about what's coming up on February 5th. You've heard before about like the affiliates wind down,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
So it's a party that happens like every year. It's not called the wind down this year. It's an affiliate mixer.
Okay.
Mixers with affiliates at Carr on February 5th from 4 to 6. Affiliates are going to have a bunch of tables set up throughout the room with a bunch of like food and drinks and giveaways.
Oh, wow.
Like
That'll be a fun one to go to.
prizes and stuff like that there, right? It's only a couple of hours. She said there's going to be a lot of fun little cocktails, not just wine. There's going to be some specialty drinks and a bunch of door prizes and stuff given away. So that is February 5th at the Carr Building from 4 to 6. So
Okay.
I expect to see everyone there
Yeah.
because, for one, it sounds like fun. It's not a huge time commitment.
Yeah.
You're not going to be out all night.
Yeah. Get to meet all these people we might not know. We are so used to working with the same people, and which we are comfortable with, but it's nice to know who else is out there.
Yeah. Sometimes those people are on vacation.
Yeah.
Sometimes we have a deadline that needs hit and they
Yeah.
can't do anything for us, regardless of how great our connection is. Like,
Yeah.
if you rely too much on just one person from
Yeah.
each industry,
Oh, it'll be very hard.
right, then that
We'll be missing a lot of deadlines.
yes, right. So it's important to have multiple
Yeah.
connections. So this is a really, really good networking opportunity
Yeah.
for not just new agents, but all agents.
Everybody. And we all need and I hope we all have, which I feel not everybody does, our number 1, number 2, and number 3 of every kind
Sure.
of vendor.
Yeah. So this is, I want everybody to come
Yeah.
to this.
I'll be there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
That sounds
All
I
right. Get it
don't
on
go
your
to
calendar.
car stuff much. I don't know why.
And that's the thing, right? Is I never have either, and it's like, how come? I don't know.
Yeah.
Right. I just don't.
Yeah.
I had to show a house. I don't know. Hey,
Yeah.
But
It's life. It's important.
as part of trying to just get more involved in general,
Yeah.
this is something that I want to do.
Look at you. So you have a lot of changes.
Yes.
And you're getting very involved with things that you have not been. So that's amazing.
Yeah. Just trying to grow,
Yeah.
like as a person, not, business too, but, just
Not
trying
size.
to, yeah. Yeah. I'm sure I'm doing that too a little bit. Ever since I hurt my knee, I can't play basketball anymore. So I'm sure I'm
my
growing
gosh.
too, which is great.
Oh, that's
But
awesome.
yeah. So anyhow, February 5th, and I'm going to be talking about it on every episode up until then. Diana's going to come on and do an episode with me right before to really go into detail about just that committee and what they do and then this event and stuff.
Yeah.
So
Any closing remarks? How excited you are that I'm here today?
Si-
And this is your best favorite episode in the world, and I'm your favorite realtor in the world. Just stuff like that. Just saying.
I mean, you said it. You said it. No, thank you for coming back. This was a big one, episode 50. So we've had this one circled.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you for always coming on and doing these.
Of course, always.
With me.
Thank
so I
you so
appreciate
much.
it. So thank you everyone for listening. We'll see you again, I'm sure, sometime in the next 10 episodes.
Perfect.
See ya.